Today, I'm going to be sharing with you the most important Facebook ad trends for physical therapists and how you can fill your schedule with cash-paying patients within just the next 90 days. If you have ran Facebook ads before, likely they weren't as profitable as they could be, and it's because you weren't leveraging the full power of Facebook's algorithm. And today, I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. Okay. So basically what I'm going to be teaching here today is how you can leverage Facebook to add an extra $5,000 to $10,000 a month to your practice each and every month. Okay, so my partner Ben and I, we scaled his practice to over $1 million a year using Facebook ads. And we not only that, but we also went on to have our clients generate $1.6 million just in the last 12 months using the exact same strategies. Okay, and so this stuff absolutely works. And the most popular question that I get, speaking with dozens of practice owners every single week, and with most marketing agencies having let them down, basically promising the world and really under delivering, the most common question I get when I'm talking to practice owners is, what makes us different? Why will our campaigns work when everything they've tried in the past failed and completely flopped? The biggest difference is the fact that we actually are practice owners. Yes, we teach this stuff to people, but before we teach it to them, we master it and we perfect it inside of our own businesses. Okay, we're not just out there buying courses and regurgitating information. We're actually spending thousands and thousands of dollars across our multiple locations to figure out what works to get new cash-paying patients in the door of our practice. The second reason is, well, we've been doing this for 10 years. I've been doing this since I was 19 years old, teaching practices how to create a better experience, how to get more patients in the door. And when I combine that with my partner Ben, and when we locked arms over a year ago to scale his practice, all of a sudden we had the best of both worlds, where we had advanced digital marketing experience combined with advanced clinical systems knowledge to create this really phenomenal program, which is why we're able to get such good results. Because at the end of the day, having great advertising is not enough for it to be profitable. You need to not only generate the right quality leads, but you also need to have the right systems on the back end to be able to convert them to make your practice as profitable as humanly possible. But those things aren't ultimately why our campaigns are so much more profitable than most of the other advertisers that are out there, or why so many people who come to us who have tried Facebook ads before and completely failed are able to join our program and then very quickly start generating $10,000 plus every single month from their ads, despite already have spent thousands of dollars on Facebook that never actually turned a profit. The third reason what makes us special, why our campaigns are so much more profitable, is something called the Power 5. Now, this is what is going to be the very actionable piece of what we're going to be covering today, showing you the actual back end of why our campaigns are so successful. Because it's not so much just the messaging and the offer that makes campaigns successful. We also have to make sure that we're leveraging Facebook's advanced AI to be able to make sure that those ads get shown to the right people. Because when they're not, that's when you generate tons of low quality leads. You get slammed with a ton of people to follow up with, and your email list grows, but none of them actually become patients because they weren't even the right people in the first place. And so the Power 5 is the reason we're able to get people who are willing to pay top dollar for your services in the door quickly without you having to sort through dozens and dozens of really low quality leads that never actually answer the phone. And so a few months ago, Facebook's emerging disruptor team put on a 90-minute presentation that was extremely technical. It was really boring. Most people never actually took the time to go through it and actually listen to the whole presentation, let alone actually understand it. Okay, they basically broke down an entirely new way to advertise using their platform that utilizes the full power of Facebook's algorithm, which literally contains tens of thousands of data points on each and every one of its billions of users. Okay, so now using the Power 5 is extremely simple, and I'm going to show you how to use it in a way that you could have no experience using Facebook ads before. But if you follow these steps, I promise you, every single ad campaign that you run will be so much more profitable and so much more successful. And it sounds complicated, but trust me, setting all this stuff up takes less than 5 minutes, and we're going to walk through each and every step here today. It makes running Facebook ads so much easier to do in-house. Okay, so number one is we have, you should always turn on advanced matching. Okay, advanced matching, we're going to go over in all of what these are, but first I just want to go through them. Number one, turn on advanced matching. Number two, always use automatic placements. Number 3, utilize a simple campaign structure. Number 4 is use campaign budget optimization. The number 5, using dynamic creatives. You follow along with me in this video, your campaigns, if you're already running them, I promise you, you'll see your lead costs go down, you'll see your lead quality go up. It's a very, very beautiful thing. The Power 5 is extremely powerful. Okay, so the benefits of all of this stuff are extremely simple. By leveraging the Power 5, you'll be able to spend much less time in doing the day-to-day optimization and tweaking for campaigns, and focus much more on the fun part, which is coming up with what patient populations you want to market towards, what kind of messaging is going to resonate with them, what kind of offer is going to be irresistible to them that's going to remove you from the commodity market. That's the fun part of advertising. But doing the daily tweaks, the managing the different KPIs and understanding your numbers, that's the part that everyone hates, and why a lot of practice owners don't like advertising, why they spend thousands and thousands of dollars working with agencies that don't get results just to avoid having to do those things. And so the Power 5 makes it so you don't have to do any of that stuff. It's really, really cool, and it empowers the practice owner to become the executive over their ad account rather than becoming the intern that has to do all these minute day-to-day tasks. Number 2, it's so much more time focusing on crafting your message, crafting your offer, the things that really drive marketing, rather than focused on, what are your numbers today, and turning ad sets off, turning ads on. It's just so much easier. The number 3, because of all of these changes where you don't have to worry about the day-to-day optimizations, now running incredibly profitable and incredibly effective ad campaigns to get high quality cash paying patients in the door takes less than 2 hours every single week, sometimes even less than that when they're really, really singing. So managing ads now is something that absolutely anyone can do. You don't have to be a tech genius, you don't have to be a marketing genius to make this stuff work out for you. You just need someone to show you how to structure this and what things you need to do during those 1 to 2 hours every single week. And that's why our clients have been so massively successful, and why they keep coming to us, because they're sick and tired of only getting patients when that's directly tied to their time and their hustle. Okay, it's not fun to run a business when every single time you don't have time to do a workshop on a weekend because you have a family event, your revenue hurts for it the next month. So Facebook ads are now a much more realistic option for solo clinicians that want to do everything in-house to use to rapidly scale their practice from 0 to 10K a month to 15K a month to 30K a month. We've seen massive growth happen with practice owners that think that they aren't going to be able to get to hire somebody an entire year from now, be able to do so within just 3 months of leveraging the Power 5 ad campaign structure. So I'm excited to share all this stuff with you today. And so let's start off with number 1. Auto advanced matching. Okay, this sounds pretty complicated, but it's actually very simple. And all it is the switch of a button inside of your ad account. Basically, what this does, and I love Facebook's definition for it the best, it's basically automatic advanced matching will tell your pixel to look for recognizable form fields in other sources on your website that contain information such as first name, last name, email address, phone number, gender. Basically any information that people enter in on your website is now going to be scraped and sent back to Facebook, basically allowing it to better track who is converting on your website and being able to attribute that to your Facebook advertising campaigns. Because we know that most people, when they sign up for Facebook, they're not using their actual email. And so when they are able to pull not only their different where that person came from on your website, but also use their information, they're much more easily able to match that person's identity with the Facebook user, even if their emails don't actually match up. And so this allows us to more accurately track people across different devices, different email addresses, to make sure that there's no data being lost that's not getting sent back to Facebook that would prevent your Facebook campaign from being able to effectively optimize itself. Okay, all you have to do is literally just turn this on. It's in your event settings. It's super simple. And here's how to do it. All we have to do to turn this on is go into your events. Make sure you select your pixel, go into settings. Then down here, all you have to do is click this on. There's never a time when you're running a campaign where you should not turn this on. Okay, it's off by default. All you have to do is go into your ad account, turn this on. You're going to find that your data tracking is much more accurate, and Facebook's able to optimize much more quickly, and you're going to see the cost per lead go down and the quality of lead actually go up. So, okay, now that you have that set up, let's just recap why having advanced matching is so beneficial to your practice. Okay, one, always turn it on. Just there's never a time to not turn it on. Your campaigns will always perform better when it is on. Number two is it tracks users across multiple devices and emails to make sure that we're always attributing new leads to the Facebook campaigns that they came in through. Number three is you can easily turn this on through Events Manager, as I just showed you. So it takes 2 seconds. It's the easiest thing that you can do that's going to improve the quality of your campaigns. Number two is automatic placements. This is a really, really amazing feature, just because if you have ran Facebook ads before, and this is something that you did maybe professionally or just you managed for your clinic for a while, you know that it used to be where you had to run all these different ad sets and all these different styles of campaigns going after different placements on like the news feed or on Instagram and all these different spots. Whereas now Facebook's automatically going to test out all these different placements and adjust your budget accordingly based on where it sees people are converting the most on different areas. And so this takes a huge amount of burden off of not only building out your campaigns, but also optimizing. It's a really beautiful thing. So this saves a massive amount of time in building and optimizing those campaigns. You no longer need to segment out different campaigns to target different placements on Facebook. Okay, this literally used to be a nightmare, and now it's all completely taken care of. Okay, so by doing this, and because Facebook's algorithm is so much smarter than we'll ever be, it's able to make real-time adjustments on where it's focusing our ad budget and what places on social media, which saves us an insane amount of time. Okay, it takes it from a 10-hour-a-week job down to a 1 to 2 hour a week job. And so this is a very powerful tool. Very simple to turn on. So as you can see, back when we used to have to do our own manual placements, we'd have to go through all of these different potential placements and basically have an ad set for each and every one of them, so we can see which one is converting the best and turn off ad sets accordingly. Now Facebook does all of this stuff for us. It saves us a ton of time. Very, very beneficial. So here is how to set this up. Inside of our campaign, we'll go to ad sets. Okay. All we have to do is edit this, and automatic advanced placement is going to be right here. If we do manual, as you can see, we have all of these different options that we can manually turn on, but I do not recommend doing that. Like I said, Facebook's algorithm is always going to be smarter than us than we'll ever be, and it's able to do it in real time versus us doing it whenever we're really able to get around to it. Key takeaways with using automatic placement is, number one, turn on automatic placement to allow Facebook to find the best place to show your ads is going to be the most profitable and take the heavy lifting off of our management of our campaigns. Number two, automatic placement is literally a best practice. Like, this is what Facebook tells everybody to do, but a lot of people just decide that they're going to go manual placement and just only do the newsfeed, which you shouldn't do. The newsfeed very often does turn out to be the most profitable, but there's certain times of the days and different types of campaigns that work better with different placements. And so by toggling this on, Facebook's able to make adjustments in real time to make sure your ads are always in the most profitable place. Number three, almost always the setting outperforms manual placement. Okay, so we've used to run campaigns where we would just manually toggle on the segments that we knew that were going to win, because over time, because we've been doing this for 10 years, we could see that 90% of the time the news feed always outperformed all the other ones. So we used to just automatically just do manual placement, and we only would run ads on the news feed. But ever since this change, we've now been using automatic placement, and we've seen not only our lead cost significantly decrease, but the quality of people coming in skyrocket. And so this is a very powerful tool. Definitely recommend using it. It makes your job a heck of a lot easier and removes a lot of the thinking from running profitable Facebook ads. Number three is simplified account structure. Okay, so it used to be where you would have to have really extravagant campaigns to be successful on Facebook. You used to run a video ad, then retarget them with an ebook, then retarget them with an offer. And there's just this big chain of chaos. And you'd have to have ad sets targeting different placements and different audiences and different genders. And it just made running Facebook ads really complex, which is why so many agencies exploded, because no business owner wanted to have to figure this stuff out. But because of this simplified account structure, now running Facebook ads in-house to get cash paying patients in the door is a very, very smart and realistic option for most practice owners, even if you are not techie whatsoever. All you really need is one campaign. You need a couple different ad sets to test what patient populations you want to go after. We like to choose 3 different ad sets, very minimum. So maybe like back pain, shoulder pain, and runners with knee pain. Let's just say that. So we can split test which one of those is going to be the most profitable. And then there's one action, one conversion event that we want them to do, which is an opt-in to our offer and to schedule an appointment. So this makes it extremely simple to do. Okay, and so this is what advertising used to look like. Very crazy funnels, all these different campaigns to test out different things. And now, because of the Power 5, this has now become extremely simple. And so just to give you a quick look of just really how simple our campaign structure is. As you can see, we have one campaign. Inside, we have 2 different ad sets split testing, 2 different patient avatars that we want to go after. Inside of each ad set has multiple variations of ads that Facebook can now play around with to find out which one is going to be the most profitable for us. And so there's nothing complicated about this. You don't need a bunch of different campaigns targeting different avatars and different niches, different offers and different audiences. Now all you need, because of this new structure, is a very, very step-by-step funnel that it doesn't need to be complicated. So anybody, literally anybody, can set this stuff up. Okay, so the key takeaways with this new structure, okay? Simplify your campaigns. You don't need a bunch of different stuff to be successful on Facebook. Now, the simpler it is, the more it scales, okay? So it's super handy. Number 2 is don't hyper segment your ad sets. You don't need to target different audiences. You don't need to make ad sets with different placements. You don't need to make ad sets with all these different things and all these different targeting options. Now, all you just need is one very, very simple campaign structure, because Facebook is going to use this algorithm to find out where all the different placements and audiences and niches that are going to perform the best for you. Number 3, put more effort into your creatives. So basically now, because of this structure, you don't need to worry so much about doing these little tedious optimizations on a daily basis. Now, the only thing they really need to focus on are your creatives. Are you uploading enough images and videos for Facebook to play around with? That's really the only thing that you need to focus on to have success running Facebook ads. That 1 to 2 hours that our clients spend on Facebook are literally just turning off different creatives that they noticed weren't as profitable and adding in new ones. It's really all you have to do when you're running a Power 5 patient generation campaign. The fourth tactic within the Power 5 is campaign budget optimization. Now, this one, again, sounds complicated. It's hard to understand like what exactly this does, but really what we're doing with the campaign budget optimization is allowing Facebook to decide which patient populations and which ads are going to be the most profitable for your business. And then it automatically takes your budget and spends it on the ad sets that are the most profitable for you. So if we're split testing shoulders, hips, and knees, and it identifies that shoulders are the most profitable ad set for you, it's going to divert all of your budget into that campaign. And that's why we do get a lot of people who are like, you know, I'm running hip, shoulder, and knee, but we're only getting shoulder ads. Does that mean these other ads are bad? No, not necessarily. It's just that Facebook identified shoulder is the top performing one, so it's allocating all the budget in that direction. Okay, so if I recommend using campaign budget optimization when you aren't really testing things. Like if you're just trying to figure out if hip and knee or campaigns are going to be profitable, I wouldn't recommend using campaign budget optimization, just because again, it's going to identify one winner and put all of the budget in there and never really give hip or knee a chance. And so if you're just testing out a type of campaign to figure out if it will be profitable, I would recommend making that in its own campaign so that Facebook spends all of its budget on that one campaign so we can really figure out if it works or not. Because as I said, if we're split testing 3 different niches, it's going to choose one that's a winner and put all your budget in there, and you're never going to find out if those other 2 are actually going to be profitable for you. Okay, so the benefits of using campaign budget optimization is Facebook is way smarter than we're ever going to be. Okay, we can guess at which niches are going to be the most profitable for us. We might think that back pain is the biggest niche out there, and so it's easy to jump to the conclusion that the back pain campaign is going to be the most profitable. But because of campaign budget optimization, we can test back pain against shoulder pain and against hip pain, and then Facebook's going to use this algorithm to figure out which one of those three are actually the most profitable. So it removes the guesswork, and if you're struggling to find out what niche you should start with in your practice, this is a really good way to find out, because you can test out 3 different niches that you're interested in going in. And then Facebook is going to find out which one is going to be the best bang for your buck and the lowest hanging fruit within your community. It might not be back pain, maybe it's shoulder pain, maybe it's runners. And so get the guesswork out of the way, run this experiment, and let Facebook in your community vote for which one you should focus on with their wallets. Okay. So here's how to set this piece up. So on the campaign level, all we have to do is go down here to campaign budget optimization and turn this on. By default, this will not be on. So if you turn this on, it'll ask you to set your budget on the ad set level. And so so campaign budget optimization, much easier. It used to be where every single ad set would have its own budget. So shoulder, hip, and knee would each have its own budget. And then you'd have to watch each one to figure out, okay, which one's the most profitable, and then manually reallocate your resources to the one that is winning. Whereas now Facebook takes care of all that stuff for you, again, making it very simple to manage your ads all in-house. So the key takeaways for campaign budget optimization: it's going to spend your budget on the most profitable patient generating campaigns, and you will no longer have to take the time to go in there to check your campaigns to reallocate that budget manually. So use this for scaling, not testing. If you're just trying to figure out what avatars are going to be super profitable, and maybe you're testing 3 different ones in your campaign, and you notice that all of your budget's getting spent on shoulder, but not hip and knee. If you want to test if hip or knee are going to work, put them in their own campaign to force Facebook to spend money on it. Okay, this is really good for scaling, but not for testing different niches. So keep that in mind as you're building this stuff out. Number 3 is it does prevent audience overlap. So a lot of the time when we're targeting a big area with 3 different types of niches, it's going to have some sort of overlap. And sometimes if you're not using CBO, people are going to see the same ads for different things, and it's going to potentially bother them. They're seeing the same ads over and over and over again. But with campaign budget optimization, Facebook's able to see and prevent that overlap from ever happening, so that people are getting a better experience with your brand and more likely to actually convert and become a patient. The 5th part of the Power 5 is dynamic creative. This is the coolest feature that Facebook has built into their ads manager over the last year for sure, because it used to be where you would have to manually build out every single variation of your ad possible. You'd have to write out different ad copies, different headlines, different creatives, different call to actions, and you'd actually have to build out manually each variation in combination of all of those put together. And so that would take an insane amount of time. But with dynamic creative, you're able to rapidly test all of those things. You just type them all in, and then Facebook will actually mix and match all of those to find which combination is going to be the most profitable. So this can be this is turned on at the ad set level of your campaign, and it uses up to 10 images or videos, up to 5 headlines, and up to 5 pieces of copy to dynamically create and test ad variations across your audiences to find which one is going to be the most profitable combination. Now, you can probably imagine how long this used to take to have to manually build out all of those different ones and then actually monitor each of them on a day-to-day basis to turn off variations that weren't as profitable. Because of campaign level optimization and combined with dynamic creative, all of a sudden Facebook is very quickly deciding which variations are working the best, and it's going to manually or automatically allocate budget to the ads that are and the variations that are doing the best. So here's how to set this up into our individual ads. When we set these up, there we go. So we can see dynamic experience. And so this will actually take every single video, headline, and ad copy that you put together, and then it'll mix and match all of these. You can see all the different variations popping up over here on the side. And so you'll put in all the different variations of your copy. all the different headlines that you want to have, any descriptions you want to have, and as well as what images and media you're using. And it's going to automatically create every variation possibility. And so all of a sudden, one or two ads becomes dozens of ads because Facebook's creating all these different variations. So key takeaways with dynamic creatives: it instantly split tests dozens of variations of your images, headlines, and ad copy to find which one is going to be the most profitable for your practice. It works to find the best combination and saves you hours and hours of optimization every single week because Facebook is taking care of it for you and pretty much being the best in-house marketing manager you could ever ask for, because it does it for free and it does it instantly in real time. Number 3, use when you don't know what your audience will respond to. So if you have no idea what images or what offers and what headlines are going to respond, your customers are going to respond to, this is a very fast way to find out, because you can just throw a bunch of spaghetti at the wall, then let Facebook do the heavy lifting of finding out which variation of all that spaghetti is going to get patients in the door. Use this to rapidly get new patients, okay? So it used to be where every single time you'd run your campaigns, you would have to figure out which campaigns and ads are doing the best, turn off the ones that aren't doing well, find the ones that are doing good, duplicate those, make an adjustment to them. But now Facebook is doing absolutely all of that stuff for us. And that is why now practices can manage Facebook ads in-house extremely profitably, with it taking less than 2 hours every single week. But you have to be leveraging the Power 5. And so most people, when they come to us, they all say that they've ran Facebook ads before and they don't work, or they've worked with an agency and they only generated really low quality leads. And so when I tell them that we can give them an extra $5,000 to $10,000 a month with our system, the Power 5 is why. Yes, we are practice owners and we're able to spend thousands of dollars in our own practice to test what messaging, what offers, and what creatives are working the best. But if we weren't using the Power 5 to actually structure our campaigns, it probably would still generate low quality leads like most people are used to. But because of the Power 5, we're able to make sure that our ads are shown to the right people to get high quality people in the door that are actually going to buy cash packages. And so the Power 5 is the most important new trend that Facebook has started over the last year that you absolutely need to be using inside of your ad accounts. And so as you can tell, all this stuff is very easy. This is a very brief video. All of these things can be set up in a matter of seconds. And so if you're currently running Facebook ads, I implore you to go in, turn on your auto advanced matching at the very, very least, to make sure you're getting all the data that you possibly can to help your campaigns optimize. Make sure that you're using automatic placements so that you're not stuck manually setting up what placements and trying to find and try to outsmart the Facebook algorithm. Okay, we're never going to be smarter than the algorithm. Just let Facebook figure out where to put your ads, and make sure that your campaigns are very simple. The days of having to build these massive, robust campaigns that have all these different split tests and all these different campaigns is no longer necessary. Okay, Facebook now makes it super simple for practices like you to get high-paying patients, high-quality patients who are going to stay pay and refer into your doors without you need to spend hours doing this stuff. Okay, make sure that you are using campaign budget optimization, so you're not in there having to make tweaks on a daily basis of where you want Facebook to spend your money. Let Facebook determine for itself where it makes the most sense for your budget to be spent. And then also just make sure you're using dynamic creatives, because it's going to save you an insane amount of time. If you don't know what your clientele is going to respond well to, just use dynamic creative, upload a ton of different stuff, and just let Facebook figure out all that stuff for you. So the Power 5 is the most important thing you could do to make your campaigns profitable. And if you are looking for someone to help you do this, what I would like you to do is to comment me below, because we've been doing this stuff for years. And in the last year alone, our clients have generated more than $1.6 million using our Power 5 patient generation campaigns. And so if you want our help setting this stuff up, I'm more than happy to show you how to do it and talk to you about what it might look like for us to help you not only set this stuff up, how to manage it and make sure that you do get long-term results, and that you know how to take advantage of the full Facebook algorithm to make sure that not only are you getting patients in the door, but that you have a long-term solution to get as many patients in the door and to grow as quickly as you want, all in-house. Because you don't need to work with an agency anymore. Facebook has made it extremely simple for business owners to be able to take on all of this stuff in-house without needing outside expert support. And so the Power 5 makes it easy. Facebook ads is never been easier for practice owners to run all on their own. And so if you are not currently doing this, and right now you're growing your entire practice based off of your hustle and your time, it's time to find a more scalable way to get patients in the door. Facebook ads is the easiest and best way to start with paid advertising. Google ads are fantastic, but they require a lot more work and a lot more tedious tweaking on a daily basis to make them successful. With the Power 5, running Facebook ads profitably, it takes no time at all every single week. It's crazy if you don't do it. So if you guys are curious to learn what it looks like to work with us to get your Facebook ads set up and to add an extra $5,000 to $10,000 a month to your practice, comment me below and we'll follow up with you. But hope you guys enjoyed the training. If you got value out of it, drop value below. If you guys want more content like this, make sure to hit that subscribe button and smash the like button, because that helps make sure that our content is pushed out to more people so that more practices can benefit from this training. Have a good day, everybody. Later.